iDubbbz once said that we are the biggest pussies on the planet, and I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. For those of you who don't know, Count Dankula is a fellow YouTuber here on this platform. His channel is linked down below if you want to see the type of content that he has made. But over, what, a year ago? A year and a half ago? Was it 2 years? It's been a long time. He had a viral video hit YouTube. It got almost 3 million views. A lot of people found it really funny, and it was. Because the whole premise of his video was to take something, really cute and adorable, a pug. We all know that pugs are adorable, cute little animals, right? So he took his pug, and he was able to get his pug to salute a Nazi. Salute, a little Nazi salute. As a joke, a little Nazi salute. The dog raises his paw anytime he would say certain words, right? For the Nazi salute. And his country, where he resided in, was not very favorable in terms of seeing this video. In fact, he was he's been on trial. They've kept moving the court dates back up until today, where he has been convicted of hate speech. Now, this is not new. I don't know if you guys keep up with the date with Lauren Southern, whether or not you agree with her, whether or not you agree with her ideologies, that's besides the point. Point is, she was recently barred, and now she's not allowed to go in the UK anymore for hate speech and because she's racist. And now we have somebody who literally, and it's fundamentally clear that what he did with his pug was a joke. It was a joke. And he has been convicted and found guilty of hate speech. And what I find, so just a little context, fuck you, Scotland. Fuck you. Scotland is a fucking joke. Does context really not matter in this day and age? To where, you have a teacher in Scotland who, reads some, let's say, a quote by Hitler, and rather than acknowledging that context matters, right? The teacher gets espoused as a Nazi propaganda spewer, right? He's spewing Nazi propaganda when he's actually teaching about history of Nazism or something crazy like that. Context completely does matter, but context to them clearly doesn't. How can you take something innocent like a dog and you make a vile or offensive joke over a dog raising his paw, and we get so offended that we now are criminally charging people for hate speech? This is insane to me that we've reached this point. You and I in America are really truly privileged in this regard, that we are able to say and make fucked up jokes and be able to communicate our differences without being thrown in jail and convicted of a hate crime or a hate speech for making a clear as day joke. So when Count Dankula goes into jail, right, he's going to be next to other criminals, and he asks this guy, "Hey, why are you in here?" "Oh, I raped and murdered a baby. Oh, I broke into someone's house and I stole, a couple $1,000s. And then it gets to him and he's like, "Well, I'm in jail because I got my dog to raise his paw. That's why I'm in jail. That's why I'm a criminal. My dog raised his paw as a joke for the Nazi salute." All you rapists and pedophiles and all you horrible people, here I am, in jail. I am curious as to why no one's talking about this radicalized pug. We have a pug who knows the Nazi salute. Why is the pug not being thrown in jail? After all, that pug is the one who made the salute, made the action. Shouldn't dogs be the one being incriminated here, being tried? I truly cannot fathom that we are at the point that we are prosecuting and putting people in jail, prison, whatever, for making an offensive joke in other countries. I knew this was a thing. I just didn't realize Scotland. So sorry to say, I'm visiting Iceland, I'm visiting Israel, I'm going to be visiting a lot of different countries in the next year or two. And Scotland is not on my visit list, simply because of this. And I encourage anybody who wants to visit Scotland, don't do the same. Don't support a place that honestly thinks like this and breeds this type of garbage way of offensive thoughts equal jail time. This is at the point where we have if we have offensive thoughts, we're going to eventually have thought crimes. Meaning that if you think about doing something bad, well, you've already done it. But at least, we have, people who get outraged by offensive jokes, and we have people try to shut down speeches and talks at universities. But for the most part, I don't know of anybody who's been arrested in our country for making a joke. And that does make the U.S. we're very privileged here, believe it or not. We're privileged in terms of being able to say what we want to say. And I always tell people this, that I'm a full supporter of freedom of speech, no matter how vile it is. Now, you can say some of the most vitriolic stuff to me, my family, whatever, and I'm going to always defend your right to say it. Doesn't mean that I agree with it, doesn't mean that I believe it, doesn't mean that I respect you, but you have a right to say whatever the hell you want. And of course, there's going to be consequences for things that you say. Jobs are going to see things that you say online, and if they don't want to hire you because of that, that's their prerogative. But at the end of the day, I support freedom of speech, no matter how vile and horrible it is. If you want to preach a, dogmatic, destructive ideology, then I'm going to respond with my freedom of speech to correct and try to dismantle such a dogmatic, destructive ideology. That's what freedom of speech is. It allows you to say whatever you want. And yeah, there may be consequences with it, but not consequences like being put in jail. You may not like dark humor, you may not like offensive jokes, but at the end of the day, we should not be putting people in jail for an offensive joke, for dark humor. Because once we do that, we've completely taken away freedom of speech, but we've dismantled any area of humor, of jokes in general. We have to be afraid of what we say in terms of humor. And you know what? That's the thing, is humor brings people together. No matter how vile, no matter how dark humor that is, humor is one of the greatest coping mechanisms, one of the greatest things that brings people, even people who are divisive, together. Everybody likes to laugh. Everybody likes to smile. There's no denying that laughing makes you feel good. And to deny people of that, of humor and jokes, in the Western UK, you take away the very innate human quality that brings people together through humor. You create divisiveness. You create intolerance. But most of all, you destroy your own country. And there's no coming back from that.